It is little monster Vanessa Demopoulos, who went 3-0 last year in the UFC, which is not an easy thing to do at the highest level of sports. So just talk to me, I mean, professionally as a fighter, how satisfying was last year for you?
I mean, last year was everything. I absolutely had the best year of my life so far. I look forward to having so much more success moving forward. Yeah, I mean, who does that? This is the UFC. This is the highest level in the entire world. And to go 3-0 at the highest level, I mean, it's pretty satisfying to say the
I,
least.
I bet. I bet. And the great thing, too, is I feel like it was maybe the most successful for you outside of the cage as well, right? I see you doing the extra rounds commentary, you're doing jujitsu commentary. And I kind of think, some people might say, hey, it's a little tough to balance both, but I'm guessing it's no coincidence maybe that, simultaneously two things were at their highest level at the same time.
I mean, yeah, it was amazing. I love fighting that much. And to be an analyst, to be able to commentate things, to be behind the microphone for me was just so much more giving as an athlete because I get to analyze things. I get to study them at a much closer perspective, which helps my personal fight game. Because when I'm out there looking at fights, looking forward to opponents and everything, I get to look at it from a little bit of a different angle.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think those things can go hand in hand. Now, here's the question. Everything's going great. It was an amazing year, but 6 months away between fights, right? So I wonder, was that maybe a little mental refresh time? Maybe heal up some injuries? Did you need time away? Was it just the schedule? Why the 6-month break?
I moved to Denver, Colorado. And, so as soon as I fought, we had the holidays, which was awesome time. Family needed. I needed that time with my family. And so that had happened. And then January rolls around. Things had happened at the gym, which in Phoenix, and it made me need to move. So I was checking out some gyms, trying to make my selection, and I landed myself here at Factory X in Denver, Colorado.
Phenomenal team, to say the least. I saw recently you were giving the praise of Marc Montoya, who deserves all the praise in the world. Phenomenal coach. I guess what's been the adjustment like? I mean, number one, it's a new team, right? And so that's always different. Their philosophy is just fitting in with a new crew. And when you talk about Factory X, you're talking about Denver, you're talking about altitude, you're talking about physical challenges that way as well. So I guess what's the adjustment period been like for you?
Yeah, this is absolutely some of the hardest training that I've ever had. And I mean, I came from camps like Black House MMA, which is just known for the grindstone approach. And yeah, being here in Denver has just been really difficult. The adjustment to the altitude was crazy. That was 2 weeks of, oh my gosh, I can't even breathe. Let me at least just not pass out when I'm trying to train, and then we'll be okay, right? So learning to get over those little milestones, those humps. Being here at Factory X, Marc Montoya is one of the best striking coaches in the entire world. And it's pretty undeniable to see the growth in myself. And just being able to connect with the team has been really wonderful. I'm really happy here.
That's phenomenal. I can imagine, starting over, it might be a little bit of a mental challenge, right? Especially when things are going so good. But yet then I think about the fact that, you walked away from another career to jump into this entirely. So I guess, is it an easier adjustment for you maybe than most, or has it been a little bit of a scary time just getting used to all this?
I think I'm a little bit of a traveler, and I'm a little friendly, so it's not too difficult for me to walk into new environments. The hardest challenge I think was just leaving everybody that I loved so much in Phoenix, and that's always hard, But I think that when you're moving places, when you're going somewhere, the people that really love you, they'll always be there for you, no matter what, I split things on good terms. I had some really awesome heart-to-hearts with Santino, who I still love, and I think he's such an amazing coach. And my team out there, I still catch up with them. I'll hit them up yo, dude, I saw you got a fight coming up. How you feeling? I still keep in touch with people. And I think that's really important in life, as you're on your journeys.
Nice. So what's the philosophy been like? I mean, you mentioned Marc Montoya, obviously a great striking trainer, an overall MMA coach, but a great striking trainer. We think of you as coming from a grappling background. Obviously, everybody's well-rounded at this point. But I guess, what's the philosophy? Has Marc been like, hey, let me see the type of fighter you are and coach you that way? Or is it like, hey, here's the way we do things. Let me show you our system that works. How has that adjustment been?
He's such an intelligent coach. And I say that from like, he sees me as an athlete and he's taken time to analyze who I am and how it is that I receive coaching and how can he coach me the best way possible so that we both succeed. And I think that's so beautiful. Like, I don't think I've ever experienced something so personal from a coaching perspective before. And I love that, like it's not just about him wanting to be like a great coach. It's him wanting me to be a great athlete and seeing how we can coincide and rise together. And I think that's just like such a huge principle of success right there.
That's fantastic. Well, we'll get to see some of the fruits of the labor on May 20th. You're facing Karolina Kowalkiewicz, former title challenger, a popular figure in the sport. I would say the biggest name that you've faced to date. So, I mean, are you looking at this as like a special fight, a special moment? Is it just the next athlete on the other side of the cage? How are you looking at this appearance?
Well, she is somebody who has been a part of the UFC for quite some time now. I mean, at one point, she was a title contender. So this is something amazing that I get to look forward to, is really proving myself in this division, which I've been doing already. I know myself. So I get to show the world exactly who I am. And I think that Karolina has kind of had a little bit of a second wind here. Now that she's gone over to ATT, she's seen a little bit of success, and that's awesome. I'm happy for her, but I very much so look forward to stepping in this cage and continuing my own successes.
No doubt about it. I wondered about that, right? Because, as you said, she had the losses. I mean, I think she even contemplated retirement, but as you said, the second win. So as you're preparing, I mean, do you look at that athlete that was having the setbacks, or do you maybe only look at the tape from the recent victories where things have changed? Like, how do you get ready for somebody that really has had kind of two very different phases in their career in recent times?
Yeah, I focus on me, so that's what it is. Like, if I'm doing the work that I need to do, then I get to walk out there and be the best possible athlete that I can be for myself. And I'm already a world-breaking athlete. So I get to show the world exactly who I am against somebody that is also in their own right impressive. And I love that.
I love it. It is a big opportunity. I guess, a win here 4 in a row. I mean, that's even more rare in the UFC, right? Former title challenge. I mean, I know you kind of fight whoever they put out there in front of you, but you start calling out names, you start calling out ranking spot, you start trying to call some shots, or is it still just take it as it comes?
Man, I want to hurry up and hit that top 15. I want to break in there. And I think that a fight against Karolina will do that for me. Even though she's not currently ranked, she is respected, she does have that. She's had that. And I get to break into the rankings. I get to continue to rise and one day soon be the champion myself.
I love it. This certainly would be a big statement, and I think you could be knocking on those rankings as well. Let me know, how do you see the rest of the year? I mean, you had this break. It's understandable now. You're adjusting. Now is it, all systems go and let's start booking things as quick as possible? Or is it let's see what happens here, and do we need to make more adjustments? Like, how do you envision the rest of the year playing out?
I mean, I'll tell you, it's like I've had like a break, but I haven't. Like, I got here and I hit the ground running. Like I have been in essentially a training camp since January, since arriving here at Factory X. This is absolutely some of the hardest training that I've ever gotten to experience, and there's no foot off the gas pedal for me. So it's not just a fight camp for me. Like, I'm not just in camp when I have a fight on call. I'm always training consistently. Like, the only time that I'm not like actively in the gym is when I'm doing something reporting style, which even still I'm working out in between doing that. So yeah, like I live this life and I look forward to continuing to get that momentum going after this next fight with Karolina.
I love it. You're so right. 6 months between fights is actually pretty normal in the UFC. You just set such a torrid pace off the start that we're like, it feels like you've been away for a long time.
I mean, I'm glad to be
missed. No doubt about it. Well, listen, Vanessa, we look very forward to it. 6 months, too long. You gotta stay more active. May 20th, Karolina Kowalkiewicz. We'll see the new changes. Yes, see the commentators. They need that. They're missing that. I'm assuming. Do we know yet? Marc will be in the corner there. Are the plans made?
Oh, absolutely. Marc Montoya will be in my corner for sure. Yes.
Phenomenal. Yes. Well, we look forward to seeing the adjustments that have been made with Factory X, and much continued success. And we'll see you on May 20th.
We'll see everybody there. Let's go.
I love it. Go enjoy some time with your sister. Thanks for the time.
I love chatting with you. Be amazing.
Always a pleasure. You too.